In a quiet Florida retirement community, a shocking discovery.
I didn't know it was stolen.
A homeless woman, the suspect at the heart of a gruesome double homicide.
I'm homeless right now.
When was the last time you went to Florida?
I'm asking you a question and then you answer me with one.
A couple in their golden years living a peaceful life meet a tragic end. It's a case with far more questions than answers. Who brutally murdered them in their own home on New Year's Eve and why? The Lakeside at Waterman Village retirement community is located in Mount Dora, Florida. It's known as a haven of tranquility and joy for its residents. This home is where 83-year-old Darryl Getman and his wife, 80-year-old Sharon, decided to live out their retirement years. They were known for their kindness and contributions to the community. Sharon was a dedicated volunteer, and Darryl loved participating in social activities, staying active and spending time with their many friends and their beloved cat Cash. Darryl and Sharon were always eager to help when friends or family were in need. But on December 30th, 2022, at 3 p.m., a woman described as wearing a very unique outfit, who was not a resident at Waterman Village, was spotted by security and escorted off the premises through a rear entrance since her access was not authorized. At 4:14 p.m., surveillance footage captures the woman in the area again. Later that night, at around 10:58 p.m., the woman is seen in the footage entering the property for a third time, knocking on a resident's door asking if she can take a shower. The resident activates an emergency alarm, and the woman flees, taking a set of car keys and a mailbox key. At 2:02 a.m., a vehicle belonging to the Getmans is seen leaving the retirement community on surveillance footage. About 10 minutes later, the woman attempts to return to the property but is stopped by security and leaves. The next afternoon, at around 4 p.m. on New Year's Eve, concerned by the Getmans' open garage, residents contacted the police. Officers with the Mount Dora Police Department responded to 2 separate 911 calls reporting that 2 people had been killed at the Lakeside Waterman Village retirement community. Upon arriving at the address, first responders say they noticed the garage was empty and the door had been left open. Inside the home, police discover the bodies of Sharon and Darryl Getman. Sharon was found lying in a t-shirt and underwear in the entryway of their home among a pool of blood and white towels, suggesting a futile attempt to clean up or render aid. Darryl's body, bearing severe head and facial trauma, lay with a sizable butcher-style knife embedded in his abdomen. The numerous bloody bare footprints visible on the floor suggested a single attacker, as Sharon did not have any blood on her bare feet, and Darryl had been wearing gray slippers and socks. The Getmans' green 2019 Kia Soul car was missing from their garage. Sharon Getman's phone and purse were also nowhere to be found, and her son later told cops that his mother had left her belongings inside the car with the keys in the ignition. Surveillance video pulled from the area showed the vehicle speeding away in the early hours of the following day. The vehicle was noted by an automatic license plate reader in Greenville, South Carolina, around 4:30 p.m., the same day the Getmans' bodies were discovered. Police issue bulletins asking other law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for the stolen Kia.
Driver, exit the vehicle!
On January 2nd, 2023, using data from those license plate readers and pings from the GPS on Sharon's phone, authorities ultimately tracked down the Getman's stolen car to the parking lot of the Amtrak train station in Savannah, Georgia.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Vickie Lynn Williams, a 50-year-old woman from Savannah who claims to be homeless, is found asleep inside.
Anybody else with you here?
Williams is arrested and taken into custody.
All right, just have a seat.
Williams told police in Georgia that she was in Savannah the day of the double homicide, that she had not been to Florida since 2019, and that the car she was found in was loaned to her by a friend. She stated she was walking in Savannah when the friend approached her and offered her the vehicle to sleep in for a few days. Given the evidence outlined and the defense's possible strategies, the case hinges on the strength of the physical evidence linking Williams to the crime scene, the credibility of her statements, and the interpretation of her actions before and after the murders. This makes the interrogator's job even more critical. The case against her is built around the physical evidence linking her to the crime scene, her possession of the stolen car, and the inconsistencies in her statements. Law enforcement focuses their interrogation on how Williams came into possession of the victim's car, exploring the legitimacy of her claim that it was borrowed from a friend.
Miss Vickie, you okay? Okay. I'm gonna sit right here if that's okay with you. Sure. Is that okay? Again, my name's Angie Smith, okay? And this is my friend Craig.
Craig Beers.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you the detective?
We're both detectives.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. She's with a police department in Florida, Mount Dora Police Department. I'm with Florida Department of Law Enforcement. How many kids do you have?
5.
Holy. Okay, so you're a mom. You married or anything?
Yeah, I have a ring on.
This introduction is aimed at creating a non-threatening environment right from the start. The investigator adopts a soft tone, acknowledging Williams' situation and attempting to build rapport, which could make her more comfortable and possibly more open to sharing information. This part of the conversation is designed to build rapport by engaging in topics about Williams' personal life.
Well, when did you get the car? Okay, on the 1st. The 1st? Mm-hmm. Okay. The holiday. Oh, okay. So, when we're all Happy New Year, right? Where are we going with this? Well, we're just talking right now about that car. I told you it was stolen. Wait a minute, let me finish. Okay. They said it was stolen. I didn't know it was stolen when the keys was given to me. We just want to talk about that car. And we're no problem. That's all we need to talk about is the car. Yeah, that's why you're here. I'm not here to, be nasty to you. I'm here to talk about that car. Where that car comes from. Here in Savannah, for all I know. Okay. So that's where you got that car, is in Savannah? Okay. That guy told me that he had a spare car for me to use because I've been walking and my feet had, got scaly at the bottom and I've been tired, and he said, well, you could sleep in the car. Okay. So have you been driving the car? Yeah. Okay. So this man, do you know him? I do know him, and he told me that, not to give his information, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay. His name is Fuller Blue. Fuller Blue. Okay. All right, and do you know where Fuller lives? No.
You said his name was Fuller? Like F-U-L-L-E-R?
You got it right.
Okay. He's a military dude?
I don't know what branch.
Okay, and he's, how old would you say he is?
I don't know.
Okay. Like me old?
I don't know.
With white hair and stuff?
I hope that's okay with you if I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
When were you going to return? He said after the New Year. Because he was out and about for the New Year like I thought everybody else would be. You didn't think it was a little strange that somebody gave you a car? Okay. Wish somebody gave me a car.
This approach involves directly presenting or hinting at evidence to gauge the suspect's reaction. In this case, it's the use of GPS tracking on Shanon Getman's phone, which they used to locate the stolen car at a Georgia train station. Seemingly in an attempt to elicit a response, the investigator confronted Williams about the car being from Florida.
Like I said, I just wanted to know where that car came from. Because, like I said, it is from Florida, obviously. That's why we're here, right? And it particularly is from Mount Dora. Never heard of it. Never been to Mount Dora? No. Oh, it's a beautiful little city. That's nice. Yeah? Okay. Do you go to Florida? What do you mean? Well, I mean, do you travel to Florida ever? I think I need to speak to Georgia, detective. Okay.
A Georgia detective? Is there one in mind you have that you want to
I don't know none of them. Because that's whose story I'm supposed to give this information to.
Georgia does not know about the car like we know about the car. Because the car was taken in Florida.
You
And that's
guys
what
need
we're
to
trying
talk to George, because I don't know about it either.
Okay. Have you ever been to Florida? Do you have family or anything
You
that
haven't
you
been
would
to
visit?
Florida. Who hasn't been to Florida?
Oh, exactly. And when was the last time you went to Florida?
I'm asking you a question and then you answer me with one. Where's the detectives from Georgia?
We could get one to come in.
Well,
But they're going to ask you the same things about
we need
the
to all
car.
start together.
Okay, and that's what we're trying to figure out is how the car got here. So,
You ready to get the people in here?
They said you had some questions, you just want to talk to one of the guys from Savannah?
Well, I'm starting here because I'm in Savannah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as I
You guys
understand
are the one that got the questions because you got me in handcuffs.
Right. So as I understand it, there was a stolen car. We use a camera system around here that will basically tell us if the tag's been entered as stolen. And the vehicle you were in was one of them. So that's why we were out there looking for the car. We're like, hey, there's a stolen car around here, and we also found you in it. So we're just trying to figure out, we know stolen cars have been the hustle in Savannah for a minute, right? A lot of times once we find people in them, if we do find somebody in, we just kind of try to figure out where the car came from, if somebody gave it to them, if it's one of those misunderstandings, like basically what happened. So that's why Savannah's here. The tag also had, like I said, a little tag reader. It hit in South Carolina. So today is the 3rd, which is Tuesday. So I guess when we found you, it was Monday yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stayed in the car last night?
Yes.
At the train station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the night before, did you stay there as well at the train station?
Monday, Tuesday, yes, because today is the 3rd, 2 days.
I guess it would be Sunday night.
Yes.
You were at the train station
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night?
Yes.
Okay. In the car?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And I guess it would have been Saturday that he gave you the car?
Sunday.
Sunday. So you got it Sunday and then you stayed there Sunday
Yeah.
night. And I didn't hear who you said the guy from earlier.
Who?
Who was the guy? Yeah.
Fuller Blue, they wrote it down.
Fuller Blue. Okay. I want to say that name sounds familiar because it's Fuller. I mean, he's from Savannah, right?
Brunswick.
Brunswick.
But he's lived in Savannah.
I'm gonna show you a picture and see if you recognize it.
Yeah.
Who do you recognize in the picture? All right, just you can look at it.
All right.
No, you're good.
This is crazy.
Who is that?
That's him.
Fuller?
Where'd you get it?
Fuller?
Yeah.
He's been arrested before, so that's a photograph of him.
He's trying to get me in some.
Pointing out inconsistencies in the suspect's narrative forces them to address discrepancies and potentially correct their story.
I've seen some addresses that you had used to live in Florida as well, or stayed there at some point.
I stayed in Jacksonville for a minute, but it wasn't a home.
Jacksonville. Was that this year, last year, a while back?
That was a while back.
Okay. When was the last time you were in Florida?
A while back, like I just told you.
Days, weeks, months?
No. This was a couple years ago.
A couple years ago. Was that the last time you'd been there?
Yeah.
Williams's claim of not being in Florida since 2019 contradicted surveillance footage allegedly showing her in the area around the time of the murders.
Do you recognize that photo?
Where are they going?
I don't know. I'm seeing if you could pay attention first to the photo. Do you recognize those shoes?
I got a pair, but that is the only pair.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, when they made those pair of shoes that you guys have in the bag that you got off my feet, they didn't break the mold.
That's the same shoes, though?
I think they have them in the mall.
Yeah.
That's where I bought them.
Okay. What about that photo right there?
What about it?
Do you recognize the person in that photo?
No.
What about that outfit?
That's not me. That's what you're asking. I mean, everybody has that color.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is that just, we talked about finding photographs and stuff, and I was looking what you described as an outfit is the white shoes and the pants you told me you had on, the black pants.
Okay.
The reason Florida's here is because the car itself was taken during an incident from a crime scene.
I did talk to Fuller, and he didn't mention anything about that.
No?
You talked to Fuller about what the car?
When he gave me the car, he
Okay.
didn't mention that it was stolen, so that's why I took it.
Okay.
If he would have told me all this, it wouldn't have been in my possession.
The detectives encouraged Vickie Lynn Williams to provide a narrative. This approach is a common interrogation strategy intended to elicit information in a non-confrontational manner, allowing the person being questioned to offer explanations that might reveal more about their actions and intentions.
So you get coffee, you hang at the bus station, so you talked to a couple people who just didn't know who they were?
Yes.
All right. And then that night, which was New Year's night, tell me where you went then.
That was the 31st.
31st Saturday.
That was, I started walking around, and then I ran into Fuller when I went on the east side.
Which was Sunday, you said, the next
Yeah.
day. Help me out where you were Friday.
Same places. I do the same walk.
Honestly, I mean, this picture looks like you.
Yeah, they say all black people look alike.
Not at all. I've been in the city.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I've been in the city a long time, and you see all kinds of different people, and I don't think all white people look alike.
That's nice.
But what I'm getting at is this picture looks like you, especially, you don't have the wig on. Like I told you, I was going to look at different cameras from different hotels and all kind of different stuff. It doesn't help me when you're saying, oh, that ain't me, but if I can find stuff that I'm looking for, right, because you told me you went and got coffee, you told me you were crossing the bus station and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you want to take another look at the photo?
I said no. I mean, not no to the photo, but I'm saying no, that's not me.
I'm asking if you recognize the photo.
No, I don't.
The photos are the owner of the vehicle. Did those people give you the car and you're missing something in your timelines that you're kind of sketchy with it, like you just don't know when?
I never met those people before. This is the first time I've seen this photo.
Yeah. Never met them before? Every time you've run into them, maybe, but don't remember?
You know that looks like you.
He looks like me?
Look at it.
You think back, is there something that you may have run into them you just don't recall? At the moment,
I used to work in the medical field, and I'm wondering if that could be one of my patients from a long, long time ago. It looks like her. I seen him at Carrie Hilliard's when I was sitting there.
Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it.
He just was sitting there with his wife, but it wasn't the lady that was there. It was another woman with blonde hair.
Are you sure it was that guy?
Yeah. We said Happy New Year to one another, all of us at the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started the conversation. I said, Happy New Year, y'all, and they said it back. And I sat across from them, and we just glanced at each other every now and then while we were eating, and looked like they were enjoying their food. He seemed like a Santa Claus type of guy. Like,
Yeah.
they looked like they were creeping around.
Yeah?
Yeah, but having fun. Yeah.
If you can help me figure out why you're in this photo, then I can help figure out what's actually going on.
Only thing I can tell you is that's not me.
This is the time to be honest, okay? And Sarge is ready to listen to you about you finally being honest, and that's what we're looking for, okay? I'm telling you, that's what we're looking for. This is you in the photo. You know it. I know it. God knows. Okay.
If you say that,
It is.
well,
all right?
I say something different. No.
Well, hear me out, okay? The people that I showed you, those pictures of, they're dead. I think that's why you recognize that photo and think Carrie Hilliard's come up. And this is the thing.
No, why would I see him at Carrie Hilliard's and turn around and see him in Florida and I wasn't even there?
The thing is, you were.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, if you're tagging and pulling on this.
You don't
The
have,
answer is no, I'm sorry, and I'm not going to say anything else. You're talking to yourself at this point.
what would you tell me or what would you say if the belongings to the people I showed you in the photo, the two people that are no longer on this earth, the belongings were in the car you were in?
You have to ask fuller blood.
Any person, a child could look at this and be like, yeah, that's the same
If
way.
that's what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. And I said I wasn't there.
Okay. This is your time to tell the truth. And the problem is you're an honest woman. You are. I can tell you're an honest, kind woman. You're just not telling the truth right now. And that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for the truth about the car. We know the truth about Fuller. You can tell a very easy, simple, honest truth that will make you feel 1,000 times better if you just say and tell us about this picture. You don't want to tell us about this picture and you sound foolish. You do. And I don't mean that insultingly.
You need to talk to my attorney. I'm done. Because you're saying stuff that is not true about me.
The surveillance footage that showed the woman wandering around Waterman Village around the time of the Getman's murders also showed that woman leaving the Getman's car hours before the couple was found dead. When Williams was shown the screenshots from the surveillance, she repeatedly denied that it was her. She denied knowing the victims and insisted that the slides or shoes found could belong to anyone and that many people have similar shoes. However, Williams' parents and son positively identified the person in those images as her. There were also latent palm impressions on the dryer at the Getman's home, and they matched Williams' prints. As for those bloody bare footprints found at the scene, they had a very distinctive arch, and CSI believed them to be made by a female based on the size and shape of the foot. Sharon's purse and cell phone were discovered inside the car, the exterior of which was stained with what appeared to be blood. On January 18, 2023, the state attorney's office announced that a grand jury had formally indicted Williams on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of grand theft. Despite the circumstantial evidence provided by her possession of the stolen car and her alleged presence near the crime scene, there's no concrete evidence directly tying Williams to the murders themselves. There are no known connections between Williams and the Getmans. According to police, one possible motive is robbery, perhaps opportunistic following her claims of hardship and homelessness. On February 27, 2023, prosecutors with Florida's 5th Judicial District State Attorney's Office filed a notice of intent to seek the death penalty against Vickie Lynn Williams, citing aggravating factors that they believe they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt to establish that the double murder was a capital offense. Each factor not only underscores the severity of the crime, but also provides insight into what might have motivated the attacker according to the prosecution's perspective. The first factor is a previous conviction for a violent felony. This implies that Williams has a history of violent behavior, suggesting that if she is responsible for the murders, they may not have been an isolated incident, but rather possibly a pattern of alleged violence. Second is that the murders were especially heinous and cruel. The ferocious manner of the murders suggests that the perpetrator may have been driven by more than just the intent to kill. This factor implies a possible motive of deriving satisfaction from the suffering of the victims, indicating a level of malice and disregard for human life far beyond that of a simple murder. Third, the victims were particularly vulnerable. The victims' ages and vulnerability suggest that the perpetrator might have specifically chosen the Getmans because they were easier targets, indicating a calculated approach to the crime. This factor implies a motive of exploitation, where the perpetrator took advantage of the victims' inability to defend themselves. The fourth factor is the murders were committed during the commission of another felony, in this case, robbery. This indicates that the murders were instrumental in the completion of another crime, implying that the perpetrator was motivated by the desire to rob the Getmans. This suggests a willingness to use extreme violence to secure financial or material benefits, highlighting greed or desperation as potential motives.
You were charged with 1 count of grand theft, statutory property.
But when prosecutors decide to seek the death penalty, particularly by citing specific aggravating factors, it doesn't necessarily mean they have an abundance of evidence. However, a solid evidentiary basis is crucial to seeking the death penalty. As Williams awaits trial, numerous questions remain unanswered. Why was the killer barefoot? Was the door answered, Or was the attacker already inside for some reason? Did the attacker have a moment of remorse or panic upon realizing the gravity of their actions? Or was there an interrupted attempt by Darryl Getman to help his wife, subsequently leading to his own attack? What was the exact nature of Vickie Lynn Williams' previous violent conviction, and what impact will it have on the case? A profile of Vickie Lynn Williams emerges marked by significant life challenges, including homelessness and potential mental health issues. The identification by her mother and son in surveillance footage suggests estrangement from family. This case highlights the complexities of criminal investigations where evidence, motive, and opportunity do not always align neatly, leaving room for speculation, further investigation, and the pursuit of justice in the face of tragedy. As the ongoing investigation unfolds, the heart of the inquiry remains not just in proving the what and the how, but in uncovering the elusive why, providing a somber reminder of the unpredictability and, at times, the incomprehensibility of human actions.